Hey everybody, welcome to fucking
In the Flesh.
In the Flesh, you know.
It's not what the show's called, but we're here.
Welcome to In the Flesh
in person.
podcast.
In the Flesh Productions.
In the Flesh. Welcome to In the Flesh Productions podcast.
We're up in the we're up in this mother sucker doing it live. I'm down here in beautiful San Marcos, Texas, home of Jack Hayes. I walked around the Capitol, not the Capitol, courthouse.
Yeah, the square. Yeah,
This morning, due to being severely damaged from last night's events.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to tell the wonderful audience about your poison damage.
So,
As it turns out,
that I'm actually allergic to having a catfish platter and then 15 beers. It does. I think maybe it's shellfish or something.
Yeah.
That I'm allergic to, but I was working on it last night because I was pretty good about it last night because I didn't drink any water at all.
Yeah.
And I drank as fast as I could.
Yeah,
and
as
then
much as
I was chain smoking indoors.
Oh, that was God damn it! It feels so good, dude.
What else? I didn't do anything really bad, you know. Nights can get,
Nights can get bizarre.
nights
Some
can
guys
get
kill
bizarre.
people.
Some guys kill people.
Yeah. Steal children.
Yeah.
Start wars. Cheat on their wives.
No, no cocaine or anything like that involved. Just a classic throwdown, you know what I mean?
Dude, honestly, obviously I was like, I like my set. I thought it went well, but to your point, Lemon Party was great. Shout out to the boys. Go check them out.
Yeah, if they're not paying me to say this, but they've got 2 shows coming up, one in Houston and one in Fort Worth. You can still get tickets to those on
lemonparty.show.life,
I think.
or .live or
Life, I think.
One of those.
Just don't look up Lemon Party, but if just
yeah, don't look up Lemon Party on its own.
not if you're at work, but
the show was great. It was cool to run into Shane. But I will say the best part of the evening is smoking a cigarette inside a building. And I'm not trying to dilute any other part of last night's experience. It was a fun as fuck night. Show was great. Very funny. Comedians were very funny. Got to meet some funny people. Got to meet some truly insane people. Quebecois man who drove 2,000 miles to see the podcast live.
yeah. Did he drive?
He drove from Quebec, yeah. Like 2,200 miles.
Well, good for him.
That's why I
hope
was
he enjoyed
like,
the show.
I was like, you know what? You can piss your pants. You can. He cornered me in the bathroom and was like, I'm fucking retarded. And I was like, uh-huh. He was like, bro, your show, what is it? And I was like, pendejo time. And he was like, pendant time. Dude, I just put my penis back in my pants. I had a little bit of dribble on my penis still. I could feel it. He was like, pendant time? Like pendant, like you wear on your neck? And I was like, pendejo time. And he was like, I am Frenchman with no self-respect. I was like, swag. Cool, man. He won the diaper contest. I don't want to give too much away, but go check that out on their Patreon if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, it was an intellectual night
Yeah.
filled with, we were reciting poetry. We were,
we
were
reading Ulysses.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most intellectual groups of people I've been around is stand-up comics.
Yes, comedians, podcasters, podcast fans in particular.
Yeah,
High altitude geniuses
Yeah.
themselves.
and after I hang out with these guys, I always feel so good the next day. Yeah, I feel good about my sense of self-control, and it's awesome as a grown man to be like to just be fucking going all out on a Wednesday night, with a bunch of 40-year-olds. You're not even like I wasn't even doing comedy. I was just in the audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like getting fucked up. Like, oh, we all had a hell of a show tonight.
No, dude, it wasn't like that at all. But that is very funny.
We're all brothers tonight.
It is very funny to frame it that way. Like, man,
I love drinking with you 50-year-old dudes. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah,
We're
man,
gonna smoke cigarettes inside forever.
yeah, that was fucking awesome. That makes me feel like makes me feel like an arms dealer. Like I'm somebody. I'm high up in some sort of criminal organization.
Bro, you're a charms dealer.
Yeah, that's true. I was selling them
Yeah.
last night. I was selling charms.
You were making the ladies swoon.
No, I was not.
I saw some ladies in the audience swoon. There were so many ladies in the audience. So many women
Yeah,
there.
girls. Yeah,
And all the
chicks.
dudes there were in such good shape. The dudes there were actually pretty normal for the most part. It was just the weird guys were really weird, like you said.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You know, you don't have to be normal if you don't want to be. There's a lot of different ways you can be.
Very poetic. There's a lot of different ways you could be. You could be normal. You could be fucked up. You could be real fucked up.
You could be like
you could be
you could
sinister.
be like diet fucked up, like where you're like I'm crazy and you're normal.
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like a teacher.
You could be like a like a grippy sock vacation
Yeah.
type. You know, you could be the type of person that's like, oh, my BPD. You know?
You can torture animals.
You could. Yeah, you could do that.
Actually, don't pick that one. Pick a different
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But I mean, I can't really stop everybody from doing it. You know, I could only stop a couple people probably. If everybody in the world decided to torture animals, I could only save a handful of them probably. What if you guys started torturing every animal in the world and I had to stop you? How long do you think it would take? How many animal species do you think I could save? I don't think I could save most of them.
You
Only
should,
like maybe grasshoppers or something.
you should be like reverse Noah. Like you're just trying to kill all the.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I kill everything but 2 of every species.
Yeah, they just make inbred versions of the same.
Ah,
animal.
hell nah. Oh my God, we forgot to bring 2 backwoods on the ark. Shit.
Damn,
Shit.
I gotta
Oh
go
my
into the
God.
flood.
Oh my God, how are we gonna repopulate the backwoods?
The fucking, I think the only other human on the boat with Noah's like, hey, I know y'all got monkeys on this, and I know y'all got all different types of beetle, and I fucking seen a snake, but Noah, my guy, y'all got yerks on this boat?
Y'all got runts?
No, y'all got Noah. I'm not smoking out of no goddamn Swisher. I know you got to have Dutchies on this boat. No, I've been illuminated by God to save every animal. Yeah, all that shit that God be telling you. I just need a yerk. I need a fucking 40 ounce. Noah had to bring 2 wiggers on the boat.
Yeah,
the
or
guy
they-
and the girl. She's like eating hot fries, like fucking her acrylics up. She's got like a cheetah print steering wheel for some reason. No car.
Yeah, if he only brought 1, there wouldn't be any Samsungs left.
Yeah. Fucking Adam 22 would like not have a career right now.
Yeah,
They were
there wouldn't. Nobody would have Cricket Wireless.
nobody would have cricket. The Pontiac Sunfire would have never been made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what jean shorts would be only worn above the knee. They would be like the kind that your dad wears. They wouldn't be the below the knee jean shorts.
Every juggalo would work at Goldman Sachs now.
Their lives would be completely
Yeah.
normal. They would actually. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse that the Wiggers didn't make it on Noah's boat because, you know, we've got they did make it on the boat. We've got some good things and we've got some bad things.
And President Marshall Mathers is here with an address.
The CIA agent Marshall Mathers has stopped a terrorist bombing in Tulsa. Probably could have stopped. What could have? Maybe Columbine. They weren't Wiggers. They were just trouble guys.
That's as white as you can get.
The Columbine guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That's textbook right there. They were like James Bond. Except like kind of the opposite.
They trying to like you get all the animals on board and God's like, hey, Noah, yeah. You forgot a couple things. You got to go down. You got to go down to. I know that we are in technically like Mesopotamia, perhaps somewhere in the Fertile Crescent, canonically. You got to head on over to Jacksonville, Florida, and you got to get to 2 Wiggers.
I ain't going on no boat. I ain't going on no boat with no white man.
Listen, last time I went on a boat with a white man, something really bad happened to me. That's my trauma.
We going fishing?
What does he have? Is he like slightly mentally disabled? We're going fishing. Hey, no, I'm very scared. We're going fishing. Do you have any large white tees I could wear on a boat?
Oh hell no! Why the hell they let two sharks on the boat?
They supposed to be in the water. He's like trying to reason with no, come here for a second. These are fish. You got to put them back. They don't belong on the damn fucking Cajun. He had to get Cajuns to do. We don't need no damn sharks on the boat.
Oh hell nah! Who the hell let these two mosquitoes on?
You could have been more selective in your choices. No, the girl. No, y'all got any hot fries on this boat? Maybe some moisturizer.
Yeah. So no, I got what you needed. You said you needed 2 antelopes. You needed 2 polar bears. You needed 2 ostrich, and you said you needed 1,000 cases of white owls, right?
Yeah.
I had to kick the rhinoceroses off so we could fit room for the white owls and the Gatorade.
Yeah, Noah's like talking to God, and he's like, all right, I'll fucking go down to Jacksonville, dude. But listen, I'm going to make the guy, he's going to run the fucking, he's going to get the animals I don't want to get. He's going to get the snakes. He's going to get the fucking polar bears. He's going to get the goddamn tigers. All right, but that's it. It's the only way he's getting on my fucking boat. All right, that's fine, Noah. Just work with him. He's probably going to have some requests. Yeah, I need 1,000 white owls. I only need blue Gatorade. I don't need red.
Yeah, I had to kick the owl. I had to kick the lions off because they kept drinking my Faygo. So I threw them in the ocean. They dead. Forever now.
Noah's like, he's like, you got the owls, right? And he's like, yeah, I got them. Where are they? I smoke them. I was like, no, like you got the owls, right? Yeah, I told you I got them. The fuck are they? I rolled them up. I roll them up and I smoke them.
Yeah, I brought. Let's see. I needed to find a motherfucking snake. I had to find a lizard, 2 killer whales, and then I brought 300 overweight Latinas. Also, I brought all my baby mama's friends.
I left her though.
I left her. She a bitch right now.
She drowning and shit.
I hope she drown.
I brought 300 big belly Latinas with fried bleach blonde hair, and their eyebrows are missing.
Yeah, this is my baby mama's sister. I love her right now. Her name's Ebony.
I know you told me only bring 2 types of animal, but I had to bring 300 types of my favorite big bitch.
Yeah, and then I brought I brought 2 kinds of Mountain Dew so they can breed if they need to.
Yeah, that's how you make the live wire.
Yeah, I brought 2 cans of Four Loko for the children. I brought 2 narwhal.
I brought a lowered catfish Camaro and a Pontiac G8 GT. So they could eventually make the 2006 GTO, which will be my favorite car.
Yeah, so I hope you don't mind. I know you said 2 of every animal, but I brought about 300 pit bulls on the boat. They under the boat right now.
They are not happy. I tell you, no.
Yeah, I put them down there with the ducks and chickens and stuff.
Noah's like, he's doing the inventory. He's like, all right, 2 chickens, got 2 ducks, all right, 2 beetles. Hey, it's not bad. It's pretty good. Better than I thought. Yeah, we got 2 lizards, 2 worms, 396 pit bulls, 396 lowered bullies, like the ones with the clipped ears. Were those necessary? Yeah, I'm gonna start breeding them once the flood's over. That's how I'm gonna get my bread up.
Yeah, so their father is Big Boss. He is also their grandfather, and then their mother is Her name is Hustle. So it's a 2 times Big Boss plus Hustle collab. And Hustle's granddaddy was Big Boss. So it's a triple Big Boss with Hustle. With just a sprinkle of Hustle in there.
I know that you know your Bible relatively well. You know, like the parts of the Old Testament that are just like, and Yeshua begot Jebediah and Jebediah. It's just like family lineages from like the tribe of Judah or whatever the fuck. It's just like, and Big Hoss begat Hostile, and Hostile begat the Toxic, and the Toxic. And it's just like pictures of
Toxic begat Big Paco. Big Paco begat Never Forget.
The
Cadillac 2.
Cadillac 2 begat Stank. Stank begat Big Nasty.
Romeo.
It's just instead of just like patrilineal lines or whatever, it's just pictures of the most fucked up pit bulls you've ever seen. It's like fucking.
Yeah, I would read the Bible if it was like that.
Yeah, like you've got the NIV, you got King James, you got the ESV, and then you have the WSV, Wigger Standard Version.
Yeah. With the RASV, real ass shit version.
Yeah. So like, off jump, there wasn't nothing. Like
it was real quiet out there.
It was quiet as a mouse. I was creeping, I was lurking, and then
no motion.
No motion, no movement in these streets. And then all of a sudden, it got fucking bright as hell, like somebody turned the light on.
Like, okay.
And like a week later, here's the shit.
I'm like, all right, something going on.
Yeah, something going on. And on the 7th day, he was like, man, I'm tired as hell. I don't want to fuck around with this no more.
Yeah, on the 6th day, he invented hitting it from the back. And on the 5th day, he invented hitting it from the front and kissing. And on the 4th day, he invented badass bitches that get money every day and know what they're worth. And on the 3rd day, he invented sticking to the paper and minding my own business. And on the 2nd day, he invented staying true to the hustle and never forgetting where you came from, never forgetting your roots.
On day 1, he invented respect.
Yeah, day 1 was respect. Everything was built on that. Yeah. And on the 8th day, he doubled back. And he invented cars. And being fucking badass and hanging out, you put a badass radio in there.
You put a $4,000 sound system in a $2,000 Dodge Neon.
Yeah, and on day 9, he invented spinning the block and making the ops bleed.
Just a glowing orange light hovering above like a dude with a shaved head with like blonde hair and like a big white tall tee, and he's like, on the 6th day, I invented bad bitches and staying true to yourself. All right. He's like the Prophet Muhammad, just like writing it down. On the 7th day, I took a break. Nah, just kidding. I'm always on my hustle. I invented fucking.
On the 5th day, the Lord invented slim, thick, yellow bone girls with white toenails.
God's like, all right, look, actually, I didn't invent that on the 5th day.
And the angel said that was facts.
He's like, hey, listen, no. I did not invent slim, thick, yellow bones with white toenails. That kind of came after, you know what I mean? I did invent bad bitches. I will give you that. It's like looking over his shoulder, like covering it like a test.
And Adam was born, and he had a big-ass dick with veins in it. And he had sick-ass tattoos, and he was 6'4", and he could hoop crazy like me and my cousins.
He had his first name in Old English across his shoulder blades. It just said Adam, and then it was a picture of a gun.
He had an 82 rating on my player.
On the 9th day, God invented 2K.
Yeah.
He invented being cold as hell at 2K and playing live and with all your friends and having a good-ass time.
Yeah. On the 10th day, God invented playing Call of Duty, and your girl call you, and she say, I need you to help around the house. And you say, shut up. I don't give a fuck about you. And you still play the game. Say, I fucking throw that baby away. I don't care. I'm playing the fucking game.
On day 12, he invented Yerk.
Yeah.
And that's basically the whole ass Bible. It's like it's like 4 pages. It's like the first 2 pages in like size 3 font are just all the shit, the cool shit got invented. The last 2 pages are like as close as he could get to the story of like Christ's life.
Yeah, Revelations is the same.
Yeah.
He independently came up with it also without reading them up.
He
There was a white ass horse. And there was a motherfucker on there, and he had some type of blade coming out his mouth like a platinum grill. And there was a beast with 40 heads, and it had 40 gold Cuban chains on as well. And it had 80 feet. And it had on those 80 feet, it had 40 pairs of Jordan Concord 11s.
One of them was ready to die. One of them was hella hungry. One guy was pretty sick, and one guy was just dead, something like that. And they all came riding in on fucking swangers, a slab, the color of death, black, murdered out, bump and screw, and fucking banging through the boulevard. He's like, is that correct, God? Yeah, it'll fucking do, I suppose. All right. Now get to the part with the lion heads and all that stuff. Yeah, that was a big-ass cat.
Big-ass cat.
Big-ass cat. He was mad as hell. Yeah, then like 2,000 years go by, and there's a guy who's like God's son or something, but it's also God, I guess.
Yeah.
He was wilding. He pissed the president off. He made the president real mad, and the president was like, I'm going to kill all the babies to make sure this motherfucker ain't the guy who it said was in the book.
Yeah, he pissed off Emperor Palpatine. They said, you got too much motion, Jesus.
It's like, yeah, it's like, no, it's King Herod. It's Herod, okay? He was the guy.
Harold.
Yeah, he's got like one headphone on one ear, and
Jesus' landlord Harold was on some bullshit, and he said, Jesus, you got so much motion right now. I'm tired of you having so much motion. You gotta chill because you're stealing all the bitches. And Jesus said, fuck no.
So they started doing this thing called overpass, where they would drive their cars real fast by everybody's house to make sure Jesus wasn't at the house, and they do drive-bys on the house.
Yeah.
The Roman soldiers would let choppers sing on the fucking mud hut just to make sure Jesus' bitch ass wasn't in there.
Jesus once turned a basket of 20 bags into 500 bricks. And he flipped them and he fed the whole neighborhood with it.
He's standing like in front of the Pharisees with just like a woven wicker basket of like little shitty bunk 20 bags. It just waves his hand over it. And it's just like just uncut like fish scale bricks. He's like, and you may all now eat. Just like starts passing them out and shit.
He put a pair of Cartier bucks on a blind man and let him see again.
It's like he just has cornrows. Jesus was 6 foot tall, and he had fucking dope ass cornrows, and he had on like perfectly fitting and worn basketball shorts. And some motherfuckers were trying to sell in his territory. They were trying to slang out of his father's house. He came in, flashed the Glock. They got up out of there.
Yeah. He went to Hibbett Sports, and he got a pair of Air Force Ones, and he put them on the feet of a man who couldn't walk, and that man got up and he started hooping. The man had never hooped before in his life. Suddenly this man could get up and hoop. Like doesn't even address walking. A guy who was paralyzed, he could never hoop in his life.
Just like this is like a guy in like fucking I don't know 30 AD or whatever. Just like on a rock with withered ass legs.
Yeah, I'm 30 in AD, always down. Baby girl, I'm 36 AD. I'm 36 years old and I'm always down.
Ooh, yes sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you BCE, bitch. Come
eat it.
Yes sir, there it is. Bitch, come eat it. That is the Wigger standard version of the Old and New Testament. I was trying to think of other stories of the Bible. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jesus, we found this nasty-ass bitch. She a slut. She been giving it up to the whole town. Hey, that's cool. Maybe leave her be. Maybe let her make a little money on the side. She could be my top bitch. He who is without getting pussy sucked the first dick.
He who has not spun the block, let the first chopper sing.
There we go. Yes, sir. That is Ephesians. No, that is player hating verse 10, chapter 2. I've had so many liquid deaths. I'm starting to feel fucking like a cool hardcore dad.
Oh, yeah?
Starting to feel like a cool hardcore guy. Like I'm 36 AD.
See,
maybe I've got a 19-year-old AD girlfriend. You know what I mean?
I think I had the same reaction everybody did whenever I first saw them. I thought, okay, that's gay.
Yeah, it's gay. Yeah.
And then, you drink one and you're like, okay, it tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, for me at least, I worked my way back around to, okay, I look gay drinking this, and that's fine.
Yes.
The rest of my image is not necessarily rock solid masculine. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm gonna look feminine when I do my podcast on my computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I'm good. That's a feminine thing to do anyway. It's all right. If I look stupid drinking something in public, if it tastes good, I don't really care anymore.
I had a very similar experience with like vaping, where like when the vapes first dropped, they were like big and ugly. Like they weren't like they made them sleek, like the Juul, like they made them look cool or whatever. And I had kind of like I was like 20 and I had bought one of the big like fucking mods or whatever. And I was like, dude, looks gay. I look like a moron. And so I quite literally, just because it looked stupid, went back to smoking cigarettes. The Liquid Death is the version of that, where you're like, I have a drinking problem, you know? Not me personally, just this guy, hypothetically.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
Jake doesn't. No. Don't get the wrong idea.
You for sure don't, man. It's not like we've been doing this show together for fucking 3 years.
Yeah, you're good. You're solid.
But yeah, you're like, I have a drinking problem, but man, these Liquid Death cans are stupid looking. So I think I'm going to go back to the bottle, because at least there's something romantic about an alcoholic. At least for a little while. Like being a drunk, but you have to be good at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like really good at writing, or like you got to be crazy funny or a good actor, or you have to be like a tinkerer. You know what I mean? Like you got to be, Uncle Bill, like he's a drunk, but he'll fix your car up like real good or whatever the fuck. Like you can just be an alcoholic.
Yeah, but most of them are.
Yeah, most of them do not have any.
A good, probably 20% of the population is just
have no savant qualities, no talents. They're just
you can be just a piece of shit if you want to. It turns out.
Yeah. That is 100% true. I remember like I don't know if you went through this phase, but I went through like a big Hunter S. Thompson phase where I was like I saw like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I think I was like 18 or 19, and I saw Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas like my freshman year of college. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's who I am. Like, I'm a drunk, like, drug addict, but I'm, like, cool. And I do cool journalism. I didn't do any cool. I wrote, like, blogs for, like, $10. I did, like, copywriting for, like, $10 a page. And I was like, yeah, like, fucking Hunter S. Thompson, like, embedded himself with, like, the Hells Angels for what it's worth. And, like, probably a sketchy guy, but, like, did write cool shit. I was like, yeah. I would tell people I meet that I'm like working on shit. I'm working on something, working on this piece. And they'd be like, "Oh, what is it about?" I'm like, "It's not really ready."
Yeah, can't really talk to you about that right now.
And I like at the time I was like, "Yeah, it's what makes me." I'm not just a 19-year-old like cokehead that like drinks every day. I'm an artist. You know what I mean? Like I'm an artist. You know? Like,
yeah.
Like I'm cool. Like I'm working on something.
Yeah.
And I'm not to say that you should like. If you are struggling with substance abuse and you happen to be good at something, don't romanticize the former as a part of the latter. That's Jake's life advice corner to you. But if you're just a loser and you also do that stuff, hey man, maybe keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's not my business.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. But it was like definitely went on a little longer than it should have for me, I think. Like,
I think a lot of guys go through a phase like that. I wasn't necessarily. I think Hunter S. Thompson culturally like made a comeback when you were. I mean, he hasn't been dead for that long, but I feel like there was like another wave.
there was
Like sort of like more when you were in college and I was a little bit
yeah, you were in high
younger,
school,
and
yeah.
so like I kind of got to that age around the tail end of it to where it was like becoming
it was
kind of
cringy again.
Yeah, it was kind of cringy again, and I was
Yes.
like, but I saw that and I was like, dude, thank God,
Mhm.
because I would have eaten that
Hook,
shit up.
line, and sinker, baby.
Oh
yeah,
because I mean, look, he seemed pretty cool. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know anything about anybody, but you know,
If you drink rum at 2 p.m. and like kill an 8-ball and smoke a pack of cigarettes and then like hang out with Hell's Angels, like when I was 17, I was like, dude, I could do that.
yeah. If I met a guy who did that, I'd say I don't want to fucking hang out with you.
Exactly. You want to be a guy that you would not spend 10 minutes in a room with.
No.
Or, like in public, like around people, let alone alone.
And not just because that would be annoying to me, but because I cannot be around cool guys who do heroin
right.
and stuff.
Yeah, you need to be
Because
around losers that do heroin.
If I'm around a cool guy who does speedballs, that's bad. That's bad for my brain because
Yeah.
I go, wait, what if I was a cool guy?
Yeah, what if I was
I'm almost 25 years old, and I would go, wait a minute. What if I was cool? Thomas, you know how things usually work out for you when you try new drugs?
yeah.
What if you, never having done heroin in your life,
Yeah.
try to fucking speedball? You know how this is the first time you've had your life together at all, like
Yeah.
ever? What if you just...
You know your life's going pretty good right now
Yeah.
for the first time and since you came out
Yeah.
into this world.
You know how you have a spare maybe $50 a week? What if you spent all that on
Fucking
cocaine?
horse. Yeah, yeah.
On enough cocaine for 2 hours?
Yeah.
What if you had 2 good hours every week?
Yeah, like I've talked about this on the show, but I remember like moving to Austin and like seeing and hanging out with guys like that at the stage in my life where I was really into like, you know, the romantic substance abuser or whatever, like the talented, the fucking cliched like troubled genius type archetype that was like, I was like, no, that's me. I'm that guy or whatever. And it was so fucking corny and so stupid. But anyway, the point I'm making is like doing an open mic or like doing like 10 minutes when I was like, yeah, like 18 or 19. And then hanging out at some like guy's apartment who was like hosting the show. And he's like watching like old big boy rap videos like on YouTube through like a blown out speaker. And we're just like railing lines. And he's like, and the thing about stand up is you do it 20 years and then it happens for you. But you got to fucking put your time in. Me, I'm 12 years in. Now I got my own show. Look at me. And I'm like, I'm not alarmed at all. In my head, I'm like, yes, I'm taking notes. I'm like, dude, yes. I can't wait to have a studio apartment in the fucking the only part of Austin that's quote unquote shitty or bad. And I live alone, and there's cat piss all over my apartment, and no one texts my phone except bill collectors.
Yeah, I think I would be so happy if this was my life.
Dude, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, dude, I can say this having gone through that phase, and maybe it lasted a little too long, maybe till like 22 or whatever. Maybe it did. I have met and would meet at that point in my life, and now as an older man, when guys are doing that and they're like 33, like when I play punk shows and like sometimes we'll get booked to play like mixed genre bills or whatever, so it'll be like a punk band, a hardcore band, and us, or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I meet guys who are like balding or graying, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with balding or graying. It's a beautiful thing. It's aging. It's a natural process. But they're like, they'll like, hey, good show, bro. That was sick. And you're like, yeah. And you go strike up a conversation. It's like, yeah. I'm kind of like, I got my own thing right now. Like I'm kind of like a, call myself like a gonzo photographer. And you're like, oh, like the guy that worked with Hunter, that's telling you, like Gonzo Journey. Yeah. Like I kind of just live out of my car and I take pictures of the beach. And you're like, hey man, a hobby's a hobby. I love you. Also, I don't trust you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's something.
I don't think that's what you take pictures of. I think you just lied to me.
Yeah, if I'm keeping the bill with you, young buck.
I don't think that's what you want to take pictures
I
of.
think you want to take pictures of other shit.
I think you want to take a picture of the inside of a woman's asshole.
Yeah. I guess the larger point I'm trying to make is like I don't want to ever put a timeline on hobbies because I'll be fucking 70 years old playing fucking stupid acoustic covers on it, trying to make the grandkids laugh or whatever. But there's a persona, I think. There's an archetype. After 30, after 30, you should stop trying to be a character as a man. You know what I mean? Like, you should not have any more characters you're trying out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you should just, whoever you are is whoever you are at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
And at that point, it also, like, doesn't matter who you are.
Right. Like, if you're a bad person, fix that, I guess. But what I'm
Right, but, like, you should have enough going on in your life by, like, I feel like at some point in your 20s. To where you're not, like, constantly, like, because like your late teens, early 20s, I feel like a lot of it's just like, oh, who am I?
Right.
I mean?
Who do I want to be? Yeah.
Right. And it's like, okay, at a certain point, you've been a person for a while, and you have bills and things to deal with, and there's people in your life, hopefully, that you are thinking about more than, what if I started wearing those shirts where it's got a tuxedo on it, but it's a T-shirt?
Yeah.
That could be my thing.
What if I was telling girls that I was a war correspondent and I was covering the Civil War in El Salvador? What if I was telling girls I was a motorcyclist? No, I mean, yeah, like the it's a very privileged, and I don't mean to use that that very abused term, but it is a very it's a very silly, because people in like I'm trying to say people in like Senegal, when they turn 20, they're not like, I think I'm going to get into motorcycles and I'm going to be like, you know what I mean? Or like people who live in like the Darien Gap or whatever, like people who live in abject poverty in the developing world are like, all right, I'm 22, I was a motorcycle guy, and now I'm going to be a photographer guy. It's very much, I don't want to say not necessarily exclusively an American thing, but like to be like, you see a movie when you're 19 and you're like, I'm going to be that guy for a year. Like that's, to me, that's so much like an American movie brain guy. You know what I mean? Like
definitely.
You read a book and it's like you read On the Road by Kerouac. Like, dude, that when I was in high school, I'm glad I missed this. I was too young. This was like people that were in college in like 2010 or whatever, like some older friends that I had that graduated a couple years before me. On the Road was like had a resurgence, and people were doing the like beatnik thing where they're like, yeah, I'm going to wear a leather jacket and I'm going to fucking smoke clove cigarettes, and I'm going to listen to fucking Lou Reed, and I'm going to listen to fucking, I'm listening to Coltrane, and it's like, all that stuff is cool. Leather jackets are awesome. I like a nice clove cigarette every now and then. You put all that together and you just get like a pedophile. you get a sex criminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never had a clove cigarette. Aren't they banned now?
No.
I thought
I mean, last I checked, you can still get Jarums.
I thought Joe Bamba.
Joe Bamba?
I thought Joe Bamba banned them. I forgot.
No,
I was looking up pictures of Matt Iglesias. Let's see.
Unless they banned them, but I feel like I just saw Jarums at the vape store the other day, which were the clove cigarettes that people were smoking like in high school, like when I was a young buck on the scene coming up.
Oh yeah, in 2009, the FDA prohibited cigarettes with any flavor other than tobacco or menthol, which included cigarettes made with cloves or clove oil. Now, I'm not saying you can't get them.
Oh, I was gonna say I definitely smoked a bunch of them because people had them and I would bum them, but and this was well after 2009. But yeah, I mean, also we were talking the other day about how you can go to the gas station now and buy mushrooms. You could just, so I guess it doesn't really matter, you know. Clearly, they are clearly illegal.
Yeah, I would. They should do one with bergamot and like an Earl Grey cigarette.
That would be nice. You can buy like herbal smokes from like what the fuck, Lebanon. There's a place they sell like cool looking. They got like colored paper and shit, and there's like rose hip in there and like fucking bergamot and St. John's mugwort and all that shit.
Yeah.
Catnip.
I probably shouldn't get back into smoking cigarettes. It's not a good hobby. It
It
makes you feel horrible.
dude.
It really some people I don't know if they're in denial or what, or maybe whenever I did smoke, I just smoked more.
I think that's it. I was gonna say, I think when you're unhealthy and you smoke like a pack or plus a day, you don't feel like shit because of the cigarettes. You feel like shit because of everything else that you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't notice the cigarette pains and the out of breath shit because, like, at least for me, it's like, well, you're also like drinking every day or like eating like shit or whatever, you know?
Yeah, but I also get paranoid. I don't like fucking up my teeth worse.
Yeah.
Because I really fucking. They went through the ringer in my late teens, early 20s. I ate so much candy, and just. I mean, seriously, I just eat pounds of candy. Just fuck my shit up. And then probably chewing tobacco and stuff didn't help either. But probably mostly candy on it, just Sour Patch watermelons and stuff. But you ever notice your teeth getting more and more chipped as you get older? And it's not like something I'm necessarily insecure about. I just sometimes I'm like, ooh, I don't even know how that happened. I had a big chip on my front tooth one time from brushing my teeth too hard, I think. I was brushing my teeth with too much pressure and the brush slipped and I punched myself in the face, chipped part of my tooth off, and I was like, I don't think I know how to do anything.
Mine are fucked up, chipped from when I first started boxing when I was in high school, it was at one of those old school like the gyms that you hear about, people talk about like if you didn't bring your mouthpiece or whatever, I'd be like, oh, coach, I don't have my mouthpiece. And he'd be like, okay, get in there and fight that grown man or whatever, or spar that adult man. And if you didn't bring it, it was your fault. So my shit was chipped from that, and then also just grinding my fucking teeth.
Yeah.
But again, when you're living that type of life, it's cool. It's another type of pain.
I remember listening to Come Town back in the day, and at one point Nick bought the scraper that the dentist has.
Oh, the tongue scraper? Yeah.
No, for cleaning in between your teeth.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just using that every day because he thought it would keep his teeth
ripping his enamel off.
Yeah, he just thought it kept your teeth extra clean.
Jesus Christ.
He's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they were both like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "No, my teeth are super clean now."
There was a moment.
I love Nick.
Dude, yeah. There was a thing. He had said, I don't wear deodorant because I don't have body odor, and they were like, no, you do, and he's like, I don't, or whatever, and they were like, no, you think you don't, but there's no way you don't stink, and then he was like, all right, smell me. Stav was like, no, dude, you stink. You smell like you didn't put on deodorant today. He was swearing by not wearing deodorant or whatever. Anyway,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was another. There are so many. Speaking of different versions of guys you can be. I'm not saying that I chose one in my younger years that was good. But the college I went to was super hippy dippy, and there was a ton of guys who would walk around barefoot, and it wasn't they made a big stink about it. No pun intended. That was they were one guy was in the food hall, the fucking what's it called, where you go to get food, outside your food court, whatever. Yeah, the college food court, and he didn't have any fucking shoes on.
Oh, cafeteria, you mean?
Yeah, that word that I've heard a billion fucking times in my life. Yeah, he was in there with no shoes on, and one of the ladies, the lady that was overseeing the salad bar, I was fucking trying to make myself some lunch, and I overheard. She was like, "Young man," he was like, "Yes." She was like, "Excuse me, you need to wear shoes in a food court," and he was like, I don't need to wear shoes. I'm barefoot. and that's fine. And was like being really sassy about it. She was like, no, like people eat here. It's like unsanitary. It's disgusting. He was like, I'm not gonna put on shoes just to go get food. And like goes to walk away, and she like follows him and is like very loudly like, put shoes on when you come in here again. And everyone's turning to him and just notices his nasty ass like crust punk feet. They weren't like, he was fucking weird looking and was like wearing like the hemp canvas like Bob Marley tie dye style poncho.
Let's go.
You know, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers longboarding kid. And basically, without saying it, like, hey, this boy don't got no shoes on. She was doing it in a very professional way, but it was like, please, next time you come in, wear shoes. And he was like, and just like rushed out. But that guy, that type of dude that's like, I'm going to fucking make a political statement out of like not wearing shoes is very much like a...
That's a tough one. I mean, it's you got to pick your battles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's war and shit and like famine,
Mm-hmm.
and like, you know, fucking coups and shit and overthrows and genocide. But yeah, that was one I'm glad I missed out on, because there are a hierarchy of different types of guy you can be. I think they're all annoying, but they're all some are more annoying than others. Some are cooler.
Yeah, I kind of regretted, and when I was in college, just being like one of those rich kids that's just like always in the brand new Corvette, like always has the designer clothes on, because I felt like it just kind of distanced me from like the regular kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime I'd like have my chauffeur drop me off to class or something, it was like I could feel a little bit of tension between like me and the, you know, there were popular kids,
right?
But
I
felt like I was so popular, it almost made me an outcast.
I like how in your mind, this is beautiful picture you just painted. In your mind, and this speaks to your upbringing as well as mine, the nicest car you could think of on the jump was a Corvette, which is like not like rich people drive them, but like, it's usually like Lexus, BMW, Saab, you know, fucking Range Rover. You're like, you know, I was so rich. I had a 2002 Cherry Red. It's like a boomer car, you know, like something that like a middle-aged or like end-of-stage life guy would get or whatever. I had a red Corvette. I had Maui Jims, you know. I had Tommy Bahama shirts. I was just a rich 18-year-old from fucking Peaster, Texas.
Dude, I was at the smoke shop / phone repair shop the other day, and it's right next to a laundromat. This dude pulls up to the laundromat in a fucking brand new, like it looks like off the lot.
Yeah.
Mustang.
Okay.
Black with like red trim.
Very sick.
And I think it was I think he said like GT 500 or something.
Like
I don't know all the
maybe
Mustangs.
the S660 models.
Something.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, fucking douchebag,
right?
Because I'm jealous,
right?
But then as I go to leave, I see him. This dude's like 75.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is a guy whose wife probably died.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know what?
Fuck it.
We're getting the car.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, why is this guy at a laundromat?
You went deeper.
Yeah, I thought if I had that money, I would try and live somewhere that had a washing machine.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
That would probably be a higher priority. Even for me as a vain man, I hate going to the laundromat.
It's dog shit. Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I've always thought, me and Alex were joking about this, where it's like, I love making fun of old men who like, it's funny to make fun of old leathery guys that get on TRT and like, you know, fucking have like a muscle car or whatever, or like get a stupid haircut. I could see that being a future for me, not out of a desire to reclaim my youth at all. But like if you're 75, you know, life expectancy in the U.S. is declining, you're not going to pay for that Mustang. It's not going to pass on to the debt won't pass to your kids. Fuck it. Dude, get Chad surgery. You know what I mean? Like 76 years old. Like go get Matt Rife surgery. Go buy a fucking Shelby GT 500. Go buy Cobra. Go get a condo in fucking Miami. Listen, it's weird if you add in like sexual deviancy to this stuff and you're trying to bang co-eds. I just live that life, but solitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
be Be the iced out monk.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You deny yourself sexual pleasures as an old man, but you absolutely were like, yeah, I'm gonna get, because I'm not gonna pay for it. I would get a credit card. Like, you get diagnosed with like early stage cancer, but you're old, so you know there's an 80% chance that even though they caught it early, best case scenario, you probably still only got like 8 years left. Not less, 5. Fuck it. Go get a car payment that's like $1,000 a month. Go get a fucking Chad surgery. Dude, go get wing tattoos on your back. Like big like angel wing tattoos. Get a gold tooth. Fuck it.
Gold tooth. That would be solid.
I want one now.
I used to want one, and then I realized that I already have like gold earrings, and I would just kind of look like a pirate.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, I think
I look like a gay pirate.
that would be sick though. Because again, of all the things aesthetically that are like in right now, like the 70s chic, the mullets, the fucking, like the long kind of feathered hair on girls, bell bottoms, all that shit. If you were like metrosexual pirate, you don't have to dress like a pirate with like a fucking vest. You don't have to dress like fucking Jack Sparrow. But if you rocked like a gold canine with the gold earrings, that might be sick.
Might be cool. I would probably rather just get Invisalign.
Yeah,
I'd rather just my jaw not hurt. Mm-hmm. But
grind my teeth at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told people in my life that I love and that I respect and that I care for. I go through like weird phases where I get like hyper obsessed with buying stupid shit. Like 3 years ago, I got really into boot knives. No fucking reason. I just bought like knives off Amazon and I just put them in my boot and just like walked around. This is like right before we started the show, maybe like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I got my I got money back from my student loans for grad school, and I was like looking at fucking like blue steel like razor sharp boot knives on Amazon, and I was like, fuck it, I want to get one of these. And I was just like, no reason. I'm not encountering like enemies, Like I go to a liberal arts college. I study philosophy. Like I'm not running into many ne'er-do-wells,
You never know.
Shortly after that phase was over of buying stupid shit, like maybe a year ago, more like 2, I really wanted a grill. Like I wanted a bottom piece. Mm-hmm. I think I told you.
Yeah, we discussed it.
Yeah, and I was like, Ash, what do you think if I got a bottom piece? She was like a grill? I was like, yeah. And she was like, why? And I was like, because I think it would look awesome. And I've been looking at them online. I could drop like $500 on one. It would ruin me for the month, It would completely. This is when I had like an $800 a month like car note plus insurance, It would ruin me. And I was like, look, it's cheap. You can get a really nice rose gold one with like cubic zirconia for like $780. It'll fuck me up for like 2 months, but then I would have a sick ass bottom piece grill. And everyone I talked to, all my best friends were like, then you would be you. Nothing about you would change. You would be you, gangly, pale as shit, greasy ass hair, fucking a very kind of almost Asian fetal alcohol syndrome look to you, but with a bottom grill. Like, how do you think that when you got the bottom grill, you would become cooler? You're a grown man. Like, you're an adult man. And I was like, no, like, I understand your points of view. Like, I really appreciate you guys keeping it a bill with me. But I do think of what you just said. Yes, if I got a bottom grill, that all the problems in my life would, like, go away.
And they would. It's a thing. That's how it works.
You know where I'm at with I'm literally doing the same shit. I'm doing the same shit, but with old muscle cars. You
never see Paul Wall frowning.
You don't. You only see him fucking cheesed the fuck up.
He's cheesed the fuck up because he's got that ice on him.
He's having a good ass time in his life. He's so awesome.
He's always opening that big ass mouth and showing it off. Hey, Paul Wall, you mind showing me that mouth?
They're trying to
opens it on command.
They're in the studio recording grills. Like, you want to see my what? Like, they're trying to record that song. It's like, my Iceman Paul Wall, I'm a people's champ. Fucking Slim Thug comes on. He's like, yeah, he likes to open his mouth hella wide and show his tongue.
Let me see your mouth.
Hey, Slim, come. Hold on. Hey. Run that back by me one more time. All right, here we go. All right, Paul, bring us in on the hook. Iceman Paul Wall, I'm the people's champ. And I want to see his tongue out of his mouth, too, like he drooling.
Close your eyes, open up, Paul.
Slim, come on, dude. This is fucking. It's like an $800 an hour studio. The record label's paying for this. You're gonna let Swishahouse foot the bill on this. I don't know if they're on Swishahouse. I don't want to be incorrect. I'm a Houston native. I should know this. You don't want
Paul
to.
Wall's Swishahouse. I don't know about Slim Thug.
I think maybe he was at one point. Anyway, we don't want to have to put this on Swishahouse's tab, right, Slim? So we're gonna give you a third try. Iceman Paul Wall. I'm a people's champ. Let me put it in there, Paul. Paul, let me put it in there. Open up nice and wide for me. It's cool that he's reached cult status in Houston to the point where like so has Trey the Truth. He has Trill Burgers, you know? Like you're so good, you're such a cultural staple that you can just like show up to a place and be like, this is my burger stand. Like Mark Wahlberg did it, but like fuck Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I feel like Houston's weird because there's celebrities in Houston, which is one of the biggest cities in the world.
Yeah, it's fourth biggest in the country.
There's celebrities in Houston who are huge in Houston and like not that big elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like guys, you know, like guys like Slim Thug or Trey the Truth.
Yeah. Zero had a little bit more in the South in general.
And, I mean, to be fair, that also like back in the heyday or whatever, they probably had more reach. I mean, people know who that is, but like they're not. Paul Wall is like household name for the most part.
Yeah.
But
I always liked when I was like,
but it's weird that you can like be that famous in that big of a city, and then like it's just I don't know. I think it kind of speaks to like how Houston is.
It has its own, yeah. Like I always liked, like, I was talking with one of the other people at the show last night about like people talk like, look, Houston's ugly. It's flat. It's gray. It stinks. But people are always like, oh, Austin has like the best food or whatever. The food here is fucking dog shit. Food in Austin sucks nuts, at least compared to Houston. But also like Houston has its own. What I was getting at is like. I can't think of it. I mean, Dallas kind of has its own underground, like really thriving hip hop scene, but not like Houston.
No, and Dallas is known for being it's less collaborative. And it's more like it's very
like dog eat dog.
Yeah. At least like last I knew of it. I don't want to claim to be a current expert on the underground rap scene in Dallas, but like from what I understand, it's very like every man for himself. That Big X the Plug guy blew up recently. He's from Dallas.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think maybe he's from Oak Cliff or something like that. But yeah.
I always thought it when I first like got really into Houston rap when I was like 7th grade. Mm-hmm. I think if you're a young white boy in the Houston area, around the time somebody shows you like Rain by ABN, it's like typically 7th or 8th grade. Anyway, and then you learn about the culture and you start understanding it, you know.
Yeah.
And you ingratiate yourself and you learn and you read and you fucking study. Anyway, I love that a consistent character, and he's his own man now, but a consistent character in that group is just an Asian guy that sells the Johnny Dang. Like just like you Trey the Truth, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Zero, fucking Mike Jones, and then the guy that sells them their jewelry is just like a Vietnamese, like a Vietnamese wigger. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how else. Just a guy that, and he's so sick, dude. He's so cool. Like every fucking video I see of Johnny Dang is him just having a dope ass time.
Yeah. Apparently, like Paul Wall, like discovered him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I read his Wikipedia page, and basically this story. At least this was on Wikipedia, I think at the time. Like he had like a stand set up in the Vietnamese part of town, and I think Paul Wall was over there like trying to buy jewelry, and he liked his stuff,
and like put him on or whatever.
Yeah, and was like, oh, can you like make a piece for me or whatever, and it like grew from there.
Well, like 20, almost 30 years later, he's in that Mexican OT, like Johnny Dang, like that. Big, like it's still very much like a part of. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's so funny in the like the old music videos where sometimes he'd make a cameo or something, and it's like they're in like the second ward or whatever, slabs, you fucking swanging, banging, the whole 9 yards, and then just like a little Asian guy with just like $1 million worth of jewelry on. Like, dude, this is sick. I love that you guys like, hey, this is our guy, you know?
No, he seems legit. I like Johnny Dang. It'd be cool if he maybe comes on and maybe like takes me under his wing.
You want to be like a well respected but like cult status jeweler?
Yeah, I'm not very good with like working.
I don't have a lot of money to purchase precious gems, really.
No,
I don't have like investment capital to purchase
I don't
rare
really have
metals.
good like fine motor skills.
Yeah.
I don't really have an eye for beauty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have patience for stone setting.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it is a very niche, talent and skill that you develop over decades. I don't really like human beings.
Yeah, I'm kind of racist.
I wouldn't want to sell jewelry in like impoverished parts of town. I wouldn't want to sell jewelry to African American people. Maybe I can be the Johnny Dang for just white guys. Maybe that could be what you could do,
Johnny Smith.
Johnny Appleseed. Johnny.
Oh yeah,
Johnny
we're cooking with
Apples-
this one.
We're cooking gas.
Anyway,
Any hoozle. I guess this is. Oh, yeah, we got an hour.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. This has been Pendejo time. If this is your first time listening, thank you so much. We also have a Patreon you can catch at patreon.com/Pendejo time.
Yes, sir.
$5 a month gets you. What does that get you, Jake?
That gets you access to a bonus episode a week, plus access to the Discord. And we got a whole backlog of bonus episodes on access for you fellas. $10 a month gets you access to our backlog of video episodes as well as Discord access. Yeah, that's it. Check out the YouTube, youtube.com, Pendejo Time. Subscribe to that motherfucker. Check out our sketch. We've got our live show from Chicago up there, as well as some free video episodes, which we will also be providing.
Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that bull crap.
Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
Adios.